the last couple of days. This is the end of day 4, just particularly the last 2. The Paramount has just been rocking. This is like, really, it is so wonderful for you to turn out. And we hope you keep coming all week. We'll be showing movies through next Saturday. Saturday coming up. We start at 11 through midnight shows. Lots of different choices, lots of different venues. So I urge you to come off and explore and take chances. This is, you know, it's funny because I'm exhausted and loopy, but this has been such a exciting moment in this festival this year. I used to live in New York, and I took to the internet kind of early, and I understood that there was a person somewhere in Austin, Texas that had changed the world somehow, and changed movie-going somehow, and you know, it was interesting. It was interesting, but it wasn't until I moved here in 2004, my husband, and I actually, not very quickly, but over time, got to know Harry Knowles a little bit, that I understood the kind of privilege of living in his town, kind of what an amazing force and positive phenomenon he is, and it's been one of the greatest sort of pleasures of living here in Austin, is sort of getting to both become friendly with him and work with him. It's just been, it's meant everything to me. So that's just like the personal side. You're all here because he's changed our world, you know? It's been an amazing thing. So it's the 15th anniversary of Ain't It Cool News, and we were thinking, so the first thing is, okay, we'll do a panel. That's just nice, and there's a panel, and the founders are all there, and that'll be great, and it'll be hugely entertaining. But then Lewis Black, who has known Harry since he was 11 and loves him dearly, sort of said, well, give him a screening. I mean, why wouldn't you? And I was like, that hadn't occurred to me. So then it was like, well, Harry, you know, how should we do this? Because it was like, it would be fun to kind of ask him, because he's more of a showman, so I don't want to be presumptuous. And so they just started like fucking with me. Or not, I shouldn't say that. Well, I know, maybe I don't know. And he would just say little hints, and he'd be like, I bet you're getting nervous. And I was like, no, I am not. I was never nervous for 1 second. Because whatever it was him, and how well he does things, and I knew it was going to be cool. And I actually still don't know what it is. And he made sure that I would know so that I could tell you that. So that was his manipulation behind the scenes. So this is a big surprise, but I just had total confidence that it was going to be super cool, because he knows how to do this stuff better than I do. And I just want to give the warmest welcome and honor to Mr. Harry Knowles.
Broke my back to bring this film here today. I spent just an inordinate amount of time in a hospital recently, and all through it I thought, I should really cancel this fucking thing I'm doing at South by. Man, I don't know. And it was really nice because Janet said that I could do basically whatever I wanted to do. She said, you know, if you're going to bring a new film, just make sure it's released after June. I was like, well, thanks, that's easy. You know, it's like those summer films that have 4,000 visual effects shots, you know, and they're only ready a week before release. Yeah, that's easy to get for South by. And then, you know, and I sort of toyed with stuff. But then I started talking with my friend that I decided to bring out to do the show with, and we sort of decided that it shouldn't be about promotion. So much of these types of events are about trying to, you know, show you a movie that we want you to go blog about, that we want you to, you know, go knock down every door, and somebody's going to make a profit who's somehow involved in it. And what Ain't It Cool, to me, has always been about, is about championing stuff that we fucking love, okay? And giving a voice to anybody else. Like, you know, I let Massaworm talk about how much he loves Boondock Saints all day long on Ain't It Cool. And I don't really understand it. And you know, and then Quint loves this movie called Jaws. I mean, seriously, who really loves that? Okay, there's a few people, right? All right. I'm a big Xanadu fan. I love the Alamo should ever show it again with somebody talking and making jokes over this incredibly seminal film that is incredibly important to me, and I did spend a lot of semen with the film for a lot of years because I loved her so much, and I still do love Olivia Newton-John, and I said it earlier in a panel. And if it were left to me, I would be showing Xanadu right now. But my friend, just off stage here, and seriously, there is one filmmaker on this planet that sort of believes, and I sort of believe, that somehow, genetically, we were skewed off of some weird embryo that came from heaven and split into the two of us. He showed up on the planet a little bit before me. But we're so similar, it's really gross. To present the film that we showed, well, actually, before I bring him out, before I do that, let me just say, 15 years ago, when I created Ain't It Cool, I would do backyard parties at my house with my father. And we'd show 16mm films. Now, how many people here went to one of those? All right, there's a few of you. That is a guy named Fitz Messbang. He likes to call himself Stunt Rocker. And anyway, what's kind of cool about this is when the person who's off stage said we should do the title that we're showing. You know, I thought, you know what's perfect about it is actually Quint's print. It's one of Quint's actual films. And when I first met Quint, he couldn't believe that you could have film that you could project at your house. And I went to his 15th birthday party and 16th birthday party, and I think 17th birthday party, and we projected films at his place. And so it's kind of cool that 15 years later, I get to show a print that Quint paid the postage on, and that's all he had to pay for the print. So this is a movie that the person who had it before Quint thought it was so valuable that he just was trying to find somebody to get it out of his house. That person is a fucking idiot. I would have gouged for this movie, because this is one of those movies that if you don't love it, you're not a fucking film geek, okay? And if you don't love it because you haven't seen it, you're in for a treat tonight. So before anything else, let me bring out my dear friend, Guillermo del Toro. Yeah.
I think that Janet was right about introducing Harry. For me, there has been two forces in the filmic universe that have been benign forces. One was Forey Ackerman, and the other one is Harry. You know? And to me, it's about, it's so easy in our world to hate shit. You know? It's very easy. I mean, the rule, Theodore Sturgeon had a rule that is absolutely true, which is 90% of everything is shit. 90% of the films, the novels, the music is shit. I have the opposite rule, which is the Del Toro rule. 10% of everything is fucking awesome. And I live by that rule, because the other thing is just too fucking bitter for me. And Forey was about that, And Harry is about that, and it ain't cool. It's a great question, because ain't it? And we were talking about what to show. You know, we perpetrated Phantom of the Paradise on a bunch of people here a few years ago, and fuck you if you don't like it. and then I was supposed to come to introduce Hunchback of Notre Dame, the literary film. I couldn't do it, and because I was prepping Mountains of Madness.
Let that be a lesson. If you really want to make your next film, come to do your thing with Harry, and it will simply happen. You'll see. Your next thing, Pacific Rim, you're going to make it. You came here. That's the difference to the movie dogs you have to make.
So tonight, you know, we debated what to show. We were saying, oh, La Belle en la Bête, Vampire, you know, Nosferatu, and we were saying, well, all those things are going to be shown in a cinematheque somewhere. People really know it. And we went to a proto-geek film, a movie that is incredibly important for us, but certainly for me, in my early years, I was just destroyed by this movie. The movie is Dragonslayer, shot in 1981. It's a film that a lot of people think they saw. A lot of, you know, it's one of those movies that people say, or they get the wrong idea. 1981. This is a PG movie, done before PG-13, co-production between Disney and Paramount, and it has balls that most movies don't have anymore, with much higher rating. You know, sweaty, wrinkled, hairy balls. Truly awesome to behold. And I think that the thing of the movie is you should know a few things. This is the only aspect of the movie that I believe has aged a little is the optical composites, because you're going to see the black, the roto lines here and there. You're going to see a little bit of the green, the degradation of the blacks in the image that become green, like a dirty green. But other than that, it has one of the best pieces of animation Phil Tippett ever made in ILM. And it has the best fucking dragon ever committed to. After the movie, Harry and I will be back and we'll shoot the shit a little bit with you guys. And hope you enjoy it. I'll be sitting right fucking there. So, have a good time.
Before the movie plays, I've selected some trailers out of the Alamo Drafthouse that sort of reflects fantasy film around the time and leading up to this. And one of the things I want you to think about as you watch this movie, and I said this to Guillermo when we were coming back from eating a little bit of barbecue. And it's that this is the first time that you see Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings universe on the screen. This is a film that captured fantasy perfectly. Like, this is it. It feels real. You believe dragons could exist in this universe. And that is magic. So, become a little kid and enjoy Phil Tippett's magnificent Vermithrax pejorative. Take care.